Hello, everyone. It is me, and it is time for day 5 of the 7-day self-love challenge. We are in the home stretch. So if you're hanging in there with me, if you've been doing the challenge, we're almost there. If you're just getting started, that's okay too. You can always watch the replays and do it at your own pace. So I definitely encourage that if that's something that you feel like you're ready to do. So today, we're going to talk about the day 5 affirmation, but a couple of other things to share with you. So just going to go ahead and jump right in. Today has been a very, very interesting day. So this morning I had to do some things, help my mom out with some stuff. And so she was having some issues. We needed to go and get checked out with the doctor. And actually it all went really, really smoothly. I think it's one of those things where sometimes you don't really notice when you're sort of in the flow and you're really sort of allowing kind of life to just bring you positive things. And then when stuff happens, you realize that, you might have had a completely different outlook on that whole situation. It might have been really negative, and it might have been really painful, and it might have been really stressful. And today was none of those things. So we went to the ER. Actually, we went to urgent care first. They were crowded. So I said, Ma, let's just go to the emergency room. And we stopped and got coffee and little protein bars. And we get there and there's nobody waiting. We got right in. The staff was just really pleasant. Everybody was very kind. My mom had a few tests done, and they came back and told her, what she needed to do. And we were in and out of there. And, usually a trip to the emergency room can last all day, or all night. So, I could tell she felt better. She felt, relieved that, there was a solution to her problem that she was having. And so, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of feel like it's all in line with, sort of when you begin to do work on, specifically self-love, which is what we're doing. But even when it's just about bringing more positive, intention into your life, you can begin to notice these really interesting, different ways that you are being. And I think it's really important to note that, life is going to continue to bring us situations that we have to deal with, right? It's going to continue to, there's going to continue to be hardship and heartache and trials and tribulations. And it's really, it all at the end of the day, it just boils down to what we are, how we are willing to perceive those things and what energy we are bringing to that equation, and being willing to be deliberate with, choosing to feel good, to feel peaceful, to feel loving in the midst of those difficult situations. And there gets to be a lot less roller coaster and a lot more sort of smooth sailing, even in the face of those kind of things. So anyway, that was my experience today. So that's why we're doing this live stream at 5 instead of at 1. So you hopefully had a look at the affirmation for today, and maybe do a little bit of practice on it before now. And so I guess the question of the day is, are you feeling the love? So I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to know if you're beginning to notice shifts and changes in your own experiences, and what those are. So feel free to post in the comments what your observations are, how you're feeling today. If there's anything significant that you've noticed, that's shifting and changing, it doesn't take long. This practice of deliberate, thoughts, feelings, and sort of being more intentional within yourself, expressing more gratitude, being more love, and expressing more love for yourself and those people around you. Really, it can make pretty immediate shifts. And I tend to, when I have in the past done this type of work, I continue to do it all the time. I do seem to notice, that these things are happening within, the first few days, 4 or 5 days. And there's definitely things that I notice. So feel free to share what is coming up for you if you are noticing and feeling the love. And so while you're doing that, if you're typing anything in or if you have anything that you want to share, while you're doing that, I'm going to just recap the things that we've covered so far. And so, like I said, today has been kind of an interesting day. Didn't quite go the way that I planned. It's been a great day nonetheless, but I need to go back and look at my notes here because I didn't have time to make the notes that I would have normally made. And so I'm going to go back and just kind of look at where we've been. In my notes here. So luckily I keep track of stuff in my little journal here. Willing to allow. All right. So day 1, we talked about just being willing and what it really means to be willing to let this information come into your awareness, right? On day 2, we talked about the basis of truth. So the truth of knowing that you are love, that you are a individual aspect, an individual unique aspect of that greatness that is infinite love, and realizing the truth of that and a few other truths that we needed to know about as foundational, right? About energy and everything being energy, and the law of attraction, and how our energy, how our vibration is attracting the experiences that we're having. On day 3, we talked about clearing emotional baggage and resistance and paying attention to our anti-intentions and listening to all of the negative self-talk from a different standpoint, from the standpoint of realizing that it is contrast, and it's there to show us the contrast between what we're thinking about and how we're, what we're receiving and what we actually really want, so that we can now have something to that to and say, what, that isn't what I want. This over here is what I want. And now I can refocus my attention on the things that I want. And then on day 4, we talked about really that ability to embrace our inner child and our just really knowing that things that we sometimes think are bad about ourselves are really not that bad, and allowing this to be light and fun, and appreciating those aspects of ourselves, the little kid within, and being able to embrace that part of ourselves. And so now today, we are now out of sort of the stage of where we need to be asking for willingness. And I think that once we really dive into feeling the love for ourselves, that it becomes really easy, right? It becomes a lot easier to just say that this is something that I am, this is something that I do. And the need to have willingness drops away. And the feeling it's a real thing for me now. So yesterday I talked about sort of converting the affirmation from, sort of using those interchangeable words. And so for me last night, I was really still contemplating that, and all, most of today, the fact that when I read that now, it's, I love to love the love of love. And what those words in that way, what that really means to me. And it's so much more personal. It's so much more embodied into my being that it's really hard now to even separate myself from that. But it wasn't always that way, right? It wasn't always that way. So one of the things that I wanted to share before we jump into today's affirmation is where I was before I really started doing this work for myself. And I think that profoundly, it has really shifted in terms of my ability to really enjoy relationships with people. Because I, for years and years and years, believed that I needed to meet people, and especially with, like, in terms of romantic relationships, right? I needed to meet someone that was going to give me the love that I felt that I wanted and needed. I needed to get that from another person. And as I have, sort of dove into the notion, of course, we hear all the time, there's a lot of love gurus out there, a lot of relationship coaches out there, and they say, well, you got to love yourself first. And I think that most of us feel like we are, it's like, I do love myself. What do you mean I need to love myself more before I can have a, healthy relationship? But now on the other side of that, I actually see what that means. I see that there was an opportunity for me to be the love that I really wanted and that I was looking for outside of myself. And as I have really done that and really truly embodied the truth that I am that for myself, a really amazing, miraculous thing happened. So I still live in the same place that I've lived for 20 years. I'm still the same person. I'm pretty much doing, by and large, the same things. But I am having a lot more experiences of meeting people, men that I can date, that are very nice and very pleasant to be around, and that I really can accept the love that comes from them simply because I don't need it to come from them. Does that make sense? It's kind of weird, but truth is, I don't need it to come from them. I am that within myself, and it just kind of made a shift in me where it's made it so that I'm so much more able to give from the well and the depth of what I am, that there's no interference. There's no more blocks or no more walls separating me from another person. So even with my family, with my children, it's the same thing, so I don't need it to come from them. I'm embodying that for myself. And as a result of not needing it from them, I'm able to give more to them, and I'm able to receive more from them, and accept how it comes, right? I have practiced dropping the requirements. So, oh yeah, okay. I'm going to show your comment, Rain. And I don't think that I saw that a video, but I will look for it. Because I love the things that he's talking about right now. Will Smith is really doing saying a lot of the same things, and I think that it's in the collective. I really do. I think that this information, it's time for this to come to the forefront. It's time for it to come to the awareness of the masses, that it's an inside game. All the things that we want, that we're looking for from other people, gotta be that first. And intellectually, I knew that. I thought, yeah, that sounds true. That sounds good. How do you do that? How do you be that? And this is how. You got to take it day by day, and you got to, focus in on, acknowledging what it is that is blocking you or hindering you. And you have to start to use the words and create the energy around making the change. And it simply will happen. I can't tell you the moment. Well, honestly, I mean, I can tell you the moment when I felt the shift happen. But I honestly can't tell you what specific thing that I was doing in that moment that made it happen. I think it was just the openness to really and asking the question. And I remember one night being in bed saying, I really want to feel what it feels like to be the love that I think I want from somebody else. I really want to know what that feels like. And I don't know, within days probably of saying that, that is exactly what happened. So I just want y'all to know that I'm having fun. I'm enjoying my life so much more than I ever thought possible. I thought that I would have to go somewhere else. I thought that I would have to have more money. I thought that I would have to, move to a big city. I thought that, all of these conditions would have to change in order for my experience of, having fun relationships, dating, all of that. I thought all of that would have to change before I was able to experience any of that. And the only thing that changed was me. The only thing that changed was me. So that is what I wanted you to know. If you have any other comments or questions, I would love to hear from you. I would also, again, would love to hear about what your experiences are and what you're feeling. Okay. And so now we're going to jump into today's affirmation. So I actually have to click over and I'm going to just read it right off the wall in the group. Oops, I'm on the wrong page. This is what happens when your day does not go as planned and you don't have time to really prepare. So forgive me. All right. So the affirmation for today: I accept, embrace, and love myself exactly as I am. I accept, embrace, and love myself exactly as I am. And so we're going to do a guided meditation on this affirmation. And the key words here are exactly as I am. What I was just saying, I thought that all of these different things would have to change. I thought that I would need to lose weight. I thought I would need to I would need to have my business really up and running. Like, I literally had those thoughts. Like, nobody would want to date you, Crystal. You don't even have you don't have your shit together. You don't have your business is, where it is. And, you're still struggling, trying to figure yourself out. Going to want to date you. I would say things like that to myself. Oh, you're not really that healthy. You really need to work out more. You need to exercise more. Who's going to look at you and say they're attracted to that? I know, right? But I was saying that stuff to myself. And this is, part of this process is going, no, I accept myself exactly as I am. Exactly as I am. I love myself and I embrace myself exactly as I am. If I don't embrace myself exactly as I am, accept myself and love myself exactly as I am, then that is impossible to receive from other people. That is the energy. That's how it works, right? We are attracting what we are. And so we all get the opportunity to take a look at that and change that if that is something that needs to be changed, to be able to accept, love, and embrace yourself exactly as you are, because you are already perfect. believe it or not. Okay. All right. So I am going to invite you right now to just relax. Bring yourself into a comfortable position. Take a couple of deep breaths from this space of infinite possibilities, the present moment. Allowing not just yourself to be exactly as you are, just allow the present moment to be exactly as it is, So I'll share this as you guys relax and breathe, that a few minutes before we started tonight, my sons are both here, and it is a standing request that I make on a regular basis for them to just be quiet. I'm going to do a live stream. Can you guys be quiet for a little while? Or I'm going to bed now. Can you guys be quiet? And they say, yes, Mom, we will. And then within 30 seconds, sometimes less, they're laughing and talking loud, and they just can't. And so in this moment right now, I can hear them in the next room, and it's okay. I'm allowing it to be okay. I'm allowing this moment to be okay. I'm allowing myself to embrace and accept and love the present moment and everything that I am in this present moment. And I invite you to do the same. As you breathe, more awareness into the present moment, more deliberate choices of how you want to feel, more peaceful, more loving, more compassionate, more kind, more willing to stand in the truth of who you are. And breathe. And as you continue to relax and breathe into this present moment, allow your mind to just contemplate what it means to embrace and accept and love yourself exactly as you are. To look kindly upon those things that moments ago have not been able to look kindly upon, and say, you know what? It's okay. And without judgment, allow those anti-intentions to let themselves be made known. Everything that goes against being able to accept yourself exactly as you are. Let those thoughts come up and let them clear. So you can write them down, or you can write them down now. And on Sunday, we'll meet together and I'll give you some tools to supercharge your intentions and make all of the thoughts and feelings that you have work for you, whether they're negative or positive. As you continue to breathe and ground yourself into the present moment, knowing and believing that you are this infinite potential and you are choosing, you are creating with your thoughts and feelings. What will you create? More love for yourself. That's a beautiful thing. I invite you now to just focus your attention on your feet. And with gratitude and appreciation, notice how firmly your feet keep you grounded, how they move your body about, that you use them to go about your business day to day. Embrace, accept, and love your feet exactly as they are. With gratitude and appreciation. Bring your awareness up to your knees, all the way up past your thighs, up to your hips. With gratitude and appreciation, love, embrace, and accept everything about yourself from the waist down. Really tune into it and say, this is good. If you're noticing any discomfort or pain in your body, it's there, it's giving you a message, it's a signal. And just be open to receive that message. As you bring your awareness up past your hips, past your midsection, your torso, all the way up to your neck and shoulders, down your arms into your hands, with gratitude and appreciation for every aspect of your body, embracing, accepting, and loving exactly as it is. Bring your awareness up past your shoulders, into your head, all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you send appreciation and love, embracing mentally in your mind, embracing everything about yourself, your body, your attitudes, your wants, your needs, your desires, all the good, all the bad, accepting it all exactly like this, bringing a fresh, new appreciation to yourself, opening yourself up to embody deeper love, letting that energy expand with a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Taking one or two more deep breaths from this energy. And one more. And open your eyes, wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring your awareness fully back into the room in the present moment. All right. And so, as always, the well work for today is to use your journal, whatever method you use, whether you like to write things down, whether you use your phone, whether you have an app, whether you like to record yourself. Observe your thoughts and feelings around this affirmation and ask yourself those questions. You know, what do I believe about me? Who am I? What do I want to believe about myself? Pay attention to the positive thoughts and feelings that are coming up and the negative, and write all of that stuff down. Don't censor it, don't judge it, don't filter it. And let yourself just really deepen your awareness of your own truth. And like I say, on Sunday, we will dive into some deeper exploration of how we can use our words as alchemy to create changes within ourselves so that we can really begin to see how capable we are of deepened self-love and what benefits that actually has. What are the ripple effects of loving yourself more? And so we'll find out on Sunday. So I gotta go because I have to jump into another live class right now at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to sign off here. I thank you guys all for coming. Rain, thank you for that link. And I encourage everyone to take a look at that because I know it's good stuff. All right. I'll see you tomorrow for day 6. Have a good night.